Hi guys, welcome to another video. This is for functional skills entry 3 and we're going to do set 5, which is another past paper. So if you haven't got this already, this should be in the link below, or if you're part of my class, it should be in Google Classroom already. Let's do section A first. So this is 25 minutes, obviously without the calculator, and do read the front of the paper. You know, when you get your practice paper, or your real one in fact, do read the instructions on the front. You have to use a black or blue ink pen, pencil if you're doing any drawings, ruler and a rubber as well, just in case. You should do the main questions with your pen, okay, and any drawings, definitely use a pencil for that. Answer every question. You can write or draw to show your answers. You must not use a calculator for this section. Total number of marks for this section is 9 marks. Well, let's go straight into it then. Question 1. Sally buys a car. She pays this for car insurance. So £66 each month for 12 months. How much does Sally pay in total for 1 year? 2 marks. So show your working and your answer here. Right. So if it's £66 each month for 12 months, so each of those months equals £66, so it's 12 lots of 66, so I have to do 66 multiplied by 12. Yeah, and without the calculator we're gonna have to do it like this. So all the numbers at the top are going to multiply all the numbers at the bottom, and we always start from the right hand side. So 6 times 2 is 12, put a 2 down, carry the 1 to the next one. 6 times 2 is 12 again, plus the one that you carried makes 13. So that's that done. And then all the numbers at the top are going to multiply this 1, but technically it's a 10 really, because it's in the tens column. So if you put a 0 down here, then you can think of it as a 1. And then you say 6 times 1 is 6, and that 6 times 1 is 6 as well. And you add these two together, so you'll get 2 here, 9 there, and 1 plus 6 is 7. So it should be 792. Let's put that in the answer box. So you'll get 1 mark for this working and 1 mark for this, which is where your 2 marks comes from. Yep, so if you're not sure how to do this method, you do need to learn this. Please do learn this method of long multiplication. Definitely need to know that for the non-calculator paper. Let's move on to the next one. Question 2. Sally drives 498 miles in the first month. She drives 233 miles in the second month. Work out the total of 498 and 233. Well, you should know that, hopefully. Keyword here is total. Total means you just add them together. So without the calculator, 498 plus 233. Yep. Something that I noticed when I was marking these papers in my class, some people were missing this symbol here. You know, it's really important to include these symbols. You know, that's part of your working out, so please do write the plus symbol if you're adding, obviously take away if you're taking away. So, you know, it does make a difference. You're telling the person marking it what you're actually doing. I know it sounds obvious, but, you know, little things like this do make a difference. So 8 plus 3 gives you 11. Carry the 1. 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So you should have, there you go, put your answer in the answer box, 731. And again, you'll get 1 mark for this working, including the plus symbol as well, and 1 mark for your answer, which is where the 2 marks comes from. Yep. Let's move on to the next one. Question 3. Sally keeps the car in a garage. The length of the car is 435 centimeters. The length of the garage is 6 meters. How many centimeters longer is the garage than the car? Show your working and your answer here. 2 marks again. how much longer? So basically, what's the difference between these two values? Don't forget, you've got this in centimeters and this in meters. So let's change 6 meters to centimeters. And if you're not sure, it should be 6 times 100, which is 600 centimeters. Okay, and if you're not sure, do use this little thing that you hopefully do know, that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So going this way, you're going from a small number to big, definitely times by 100. Yeah, so you're gonna have to times this 6 by 100 as well. So now we're comparing 600 with 345. So what's the difference? Difference means you take away. So again, without the calculator, I'm gonna have to do the bigger number, take away the smaller number. Yep, I'm gonna have to do it like this. 0 take away 5 I can't do, and I can't borrow from this 0, so I'm gonna have to borrow from this 6 first. That becomes a 5. The one I borrowed joins with this to make 10. Then I can borrow from this, that becomes a 9, and the one I borrowed from that joins with that to make 10. Now I can do 10 take away 5, which is 5. 9 take away 3 is 6. 5 take away 4 is 1. So your answer should be 165, and that's in centimeters already. Yep, there's your 2 marks. So again, you'll get 1 mark for this working out here, and you'll get 1 mark for this answer. There's your 2 marks. Question 4. Sally puts a box on the floor in the garage. She puts more boxes on top of this box. The boxes are on top of each other. Each box has a height of 30 centimeters. The height inside the garage is 200 centimeters. What is the greatest number of boxes Sally can put on top of each other, and what height is left over? 3 marks for this one. Show your working. Show what each of your answers means on the lines below. So you have to put the number of boxes, and you have to put an answer for how many centimeters are left over for this. So if you imagine what they're talking about, if you're not sure, we've got a height of, let's double check, the height of the garage, which is 200 centimeters. Okay, they're going to stack these boxes one on top of each other. Yep. And each of these is, what do they say? 30 centimeters. 30, and that's 30, and so on. So basically, how many 30s can I fit in 200? Or in other words, how many 30s can divide into 200? So 200 divided by 30. How do you do that without your calculator? Well, we can do it a quick way. You don't have to do the bus stop method for this. We can do, you can do the 30 times table and get pretty close to 200. Hopefully you should notice, using the 3 times table, how do I get close to 20? So you should know that hopefully 3 times 6 is 18. So 30 times 6 is 180, which is pretty close, isn't it? So that's one way of doing it. So you should know that 6 boxes, 30 centimeters each, will equal 180 centimeters. And if I add one more box, that's going to be too much, isn't it? So that's going to go over the 200. So it's definitely 6 boxes. What have we got left over? Well, what's the difference between 200 and 180? Well, hopefully, again, you should know. If you take them 2 away, you should get 20 centimeters left over. Yeah, that's your answer there. If you're not sure, then yeah, you can actually do the bus stop method. You could actually remove zeros here, and if you do how many 3s go into 20, you could do it that way if you wanted to. So you could do 20 divided by 3. How many 3's go into that? Is 6 remainder 2, isn't it? Yep. So that 6 there is going to give you the whole number for this bit here, how many whole boxes can fit in 200. So you can use that answer. Don't use this remainder though. You're going to have to do that this way, where you take it away. What have you got left over? So you know that 6 boxes is going to give you 180 centimeters. Take that away from 200 and that's going to give you how many centimeters you got left over. Yeah, so it's a really good way of doing that. So for me, I would have done it the first way though. This bit here, which gives you the 6 centimeters. Yep. This method here to get what's left over. And obviously you'll get you should get 3 marks. 1 is for your working and 2 for these, really. So there's your 3 marks. However you get your answer, you know, it should be 3 marks anyway. So in fact, you know what, let's do 1 mark for this bit of working out and 2 marks for your answers. So that's section A done, and now I'm going to show you section B in the same video. So if you give me a couple of seconds, I shall put section B on the screen. Okay, so this is section B, and this is the main section. So as you can see, it's 75 minutes long, and obviously we can use our calculator now. For this one, again, do read the instructions. Total number of marks for this section is 27 marks, so you know, a lot more than section A. Let's go straight into it. Question 1. Vikram owns a garage. He has cars for sale with these engine sizes. Engine sizes follow a pattern. Write down the next number in the pattern. Show your answer here. It's only 1 mark, so hopefully you can see the what the pattern is. So what's going on from this to this? You're adding 0.2, isn't it? It's going up in 0.2s each time. Yeah. And if you're not sure, why don't you just take them away? So if you do 1.6 take away 1.4, and you can use your calculator for these now that you've got your calculator, and you'll realize it's a difference of 0.2. So the next one again is going to have if you add 2 liters plus 0.2, you're going to get 2.2. Yep. You don't need to put this at the bottom here, you know, I'm just showing you guys what the pattern is. So as long as you put this, that gets you your mark. Question 2. A customer goes to the garage between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the evening. What time does the customer go to the garage? Right, so you hopefully have noticed it's in the evening. So between 6 and 7, it's got to be this one. Yep, that'll get you 1 mark. Dead easy, hopefully, for that one. Question 3. The customer wants to buy a car. She looks at cars of different lengths. The car must have a length of less than 4.3 meters to fit in her garage. Which is the longest car that will fit in the garage? Tick the correct answer. So quite a few people got this wrong. It's not asking what's the smallest length here. You know, do read the question carefully. What are they actually talking about? So you've got a maximum length of 4.3 meters in the garage. Yeah, if you imagine the garage is only 4.3 meters in length, you know, so the car has to fit in the garage. What's the longest car that can fit in the garage? So it has to be less than 4.3 meters. Okay, but as big as possible, as long as possible. So a lot of students were putting this one as their answer, which is a bit unusual. I don't understand why they were doing that. You know, you want it to be pretty close to 4.3, but not above that. So I can't choose this. Has to be less than 4.3, so that's definitely out of the question. That's too low. That's too low. That's way too low. That's gone over. So the only one is this one. Yep, that's the biggest one I can find. Less than 4.3, but you know, not the smallest one either. So it has to be this one. That's the only one that can fit. Or well, it's not the only one that can fit, but it's the longest one that can fit in the garage. Yep. So you'd get 1 mark for that, and it's only 1 mark. Yep. But still, you know, do read the question carefully and understand what it's talking about. Question 4. Vikram has these jobs booked in for today. So you've got Ali, Cassie, Bill, and they've got various jobs and things. Vikram wants to show this information in a table. Organize this information in a table. Right, show your answer here. Again, a couple of students were doing this wrong. All they were doing were just repeating what it said here in 3 separate tables. It's saying, show this in a table, just one table. Yep, it even says it again here. So you're only drawing one table to put all this information in. That's the idea behind it. So definitely we need these as headings: name, job, start time. Let's do that, in fact. Name, job, start time. Yep, they're your headings. Obviously you guys use a pencil and ruler for these lines, and then put your information in. So for Ali, for example, that's the first person. His job was tires. Start time 8:45. That's Ali done. Next person, let's do Bill. His job, service. And his start time 1:15. Yep, that's Bill done. And finally, Cassie. Her job is MOT. Start time 10:30. Yep, that's all it is. Yeah, so you just have to put all the information in one table. Get 1 mark for that. Yep, so you don't need to overcomplicate it. You know, don't forget it's only just 1 mark. But you do have to answer the question. If it's asking for a table, then that means just one table. So you know, do look out for these little things. Right, let's move on to the next one. Question 5. Vikram has a chart to show the number of jobs done this month. Okay, show the number of each job in the table. Right, so all you have to do is read off which each one is. So MOT. Right, so you have to figure out what these little lines mean. So if you notice, between 70 and 80, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So that's a difference of 10 and 5 lines. So 10 divided by 5 tells you that it's going up in 2s. Yep, so straight away, what you can do is, above each bar, I'm going to write what each one is now. So if that's 90 there, that's going to be 92, 94, 96. Service, 82. And tires, that's going to be 128. Yep, so let's put them in the table. 96, 82. And 128. So you get 1 mark for all 3 of these, and that's your answer. Next one. Question 6. Vikram has a pad of receipts with numbers. First receipt has the number 179 on it. The next receipt has the number 180. The numbers go up by 1 for each receipt. Vikram needs to find receipt 189. He thinks receipt 189 is the 10th receipt in the pad. Is Vikram correct? Show why you think this for 1 mark. So you have to show your working and your answer here, and you have to tick the correct answer as well for 1 mark. So again, you know, do try to understand what this question is talking about. He thinks, or he knows, that the first receipt is 179, and he thinks the 10th one is going to be 189. So don't just assume that, yeah, it's 10 more, therefore it's going to be yes. You know, you have to show some kind of working out. So me personally, I would say, so we know that the first one is 179. Yeah. So what's the second one going to be? That's going to be 180. Third one, 181. Fourth, 182. Fifth, 183. Sixth, 184. Seventh, 185. Eighth, 186. Ninth, 187th, and the 10th one is going to be 188, not 189. So he's wrong. Yeah, so he thought that the receipt, he thinks receipt 189 is the 10th one. Is Vikram correct? No. So there's your proof right there by showing this. This is, you know, this is good enough, showing some kind of working out like this, going up by 1 each time. And you're showing that the 10th one is 188. So you get 1 mark for all of this. Yep, and that's your answer. Question 7. Vikram pays £438.88 in total for 8 tyres. Each tyre costs the same amount. How much does Vikram pay for each tyre? Use correct money format. 3 marks. Show your working and your answer here. Right, so definitely how many 8s go into 438.88, or, you know, if you're sharing, how many 8s can you divide into this number? So it's definitely division. And don't forget, you know, you have got your calculator now, so don't start doing the bus stop method. So 438.88 divided by 8. Let's just type that in the calculator. And if you're using one of those fancy scientific ones, you know, don't forget to press SD if it comes up as a fraction. You want your answer as a decimal, and it comes up as 54.86 on the calculator. Yep, so it has to look like this, and don't forget the pound sign as well, because obviously it's to do with pounds. If you forget that, you'll lose a mark. Has to look like this, so you'll get 1 mark for this, 2 marks for your answer. Really has to be in the correct format. So there's your 3 marks just for doing that. Question 8. Customer wants to buy a tyre with a width of 195mm. She wants to spend between £65 and £70 on the tyre. Table shows the price of tyres. How much does the customer pay for the tyre? Show your answer here for 1 mark. So has to be between 65 and 70, and also what else did it say? It needs to be a width of 195. Well, that's this row right here. Yep, so this row, and the one between 65 and 70 is this one. So your answer is, there's no working out for this, all you're doing is looking on the table. Which one's your answer? 69.95. There's your answer. You just get 1 mark just for saying that. That's all it is, yeah. So No need to work anything out. Just read the question carefully. Just make sure you understand which one it's talking about. Yep, that's all it is. Question 9. Vikram wants to start repairing a car for a customer at 2:15. Customer is late and the clock shows the time in the afternoon when the customer arrives at the garage. How many minutes late is the customer? 2 marks. Show your working and your answer here. So you do have to show some kind of working out, especially because it's 2 marks. So you'll get 1 mark for your working, 1 mark for your answer. So the customer is supposed to arrive at 2:15. Okay, the clock shows the time that the customer actually arrived, which is 3:05. So what's the difference between 2:15 and 3:05? Okay, so we want to work out from start to finish how long this is between these two. So I'm going to do a step in between. So from 2:15, let's do 2:15 to 3 o'clock. Yep, that's going to be 45 minutes. And then from 3 to 3:05, that's an extra 5 minutes. So altogether, that's going to be 50 minutes. So the customer is 50 minutes late. Yep. So we'll get 1 mark for some kind of working out, something like this, and 1 mark for this answer right here. There's your 2 marks. Question 10. The customer drives his car into the garage. Fuel tank of the car has 19 litres of petrol in it. Tank holds 60 litres of petrol when full. Customer thinks that 1/3 of the tank is full. Is the customer correct? Show why you think this. Show your working and your answer here. 2 marks. So take your answer as well. So they think, or the customer thinks, that when it's full, obviously when it's full it's 60 litres, okay, so 1/3 of that, so the customer thinks 1/3 of 60 is equal to 19. Well, we can very easily prove that they are wrong. We want 1/3 of 60. How to do that? Well, a couple of ways. You could usually just divide by the denominator, so it's the same as saying 60 divided by 3, and hopefully you should know that's 20. So that's going to be 20 litres, and that's not the same as 19 litres, is it? So in fact you can say that, which is not the same as 19 litres, so therefore they're wrong. Yeah, so you tick no and you get 2 marks for this. You'll get 1 mark for this bit of working out here and your reasoning behind it, and you'll get 1 mark for that. There's your 2 marks. Yeah, so something similar to this. Definitely I would do something like that in the exam. Question 11. The diagram shows nuts with different shapes. Which nut has 5 lines of symmetry? Tick the correct answer. Well, if it's got 5 lines of symmetry, then most likely it's got 5 sides as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely this one. I can show you as well. There's 1 line of symmetry. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. And there's 5. Yep. So you'll notice however many sides, that's how many lines of symmetry there are as well. So yeah, definitely this one. and you'll get 1 mark for that. Question 12, Vikram uses this bolt for a repair. What is the length of the bolt? Show your answer here. So that's all it says. What's the length of the bolt? All you have to do, well, the length of the bolt is from here to here, and you have to measure it. So if you get your ruler and measure from here to here, you should get, in fact, let me try it with my ruler. Okay, so I've got a ruler on the screen now, and can you see from end to end, it's going to be roughly about 6 centimeters. I would put 6 centimeters for my answer. So from here, obviously from 0 to 6, definitely is going to be 6 centimeters for my answer. So you just write 6 centimeters. Yep, you'll get 1 mark for that. Question 13. Diagram shows how Vikram turns the nut. What fraction does Vikram turn the nut? Show your answer here for 1 mark. So hopefully you'll notice that this is, it's like half a circle. So that's your answer. All you put is half. Yeah, so it's half a turn, definitely. Yeah, the fact that it's going clockwise or anti-clockwise, sorry, makes no difference. Just put half. Obviously you want your answer as a fraction, that's what it's asking for, nothing else. If you put anything else apart from a half, it would be wrong. So just be careful. Question 14. A customer asks Vikram for 1 litre of antifreeze. Vikram uses 1 bottle of antifreeze in the car. Bottle contains 454 millilitres of antifreeze. How many millilitres more antifreeze does Vikram need? 2 marks. Show you working on your answer here. Okay, right. So he needs 1 litre. He's already got 454 millilitres. So how much more does he need? So it's the difference between 1 litre and this, but you know, be careful, that's in litres, that's in millilitres. Let's change 1 litre to milliliters, and hopefully you should know that's 1,000 milliliters. Yep, and the difference now between that and that, you just take them away. Yep, let's type that in the calculator, and again, you know, don't try and work it out manually. 546, and that's going to be milliliters. Yeah, and that's your answer. So again, yeah, you'll get 2 marks for this, 1 mark for the working, 1 mark for your answer. There's your 2 marks. Then it says for 15A, round 454 to the nearest 10. Well, again, if you're not sure, there's your number. That's your units, that's your tens, that's your hundreds. Straight after your tens, there's your cut-off line. That's going to decide what happens to this number. Well, because the 4 is less than 5, the 5 stays the same, that stays the same, and just fill in the blanks. So your answer is 450. Yep, so if you show 450, you'll get 1 mark. And it says use your rounded number to check your answer to question 14. So we've seen this type of question before. You know, they always ask you to round it first and then use that rounded answer that you got here to check your answer here for this bit here. So instead of instead of 454, we're going to use 450. Okay, so there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm going to do same again, but instead of doing 1000 take away 454, I'm going to do 1000 take away 450 instead. So let's just do that. 1000 take away 450. If you type that in the calculator, you'll get 550 milliliters, which is roughly the answer we got here. So it's pretty close to 546. So I'm going to say which is close to 546 milliliters. Yep, so there's your check. You've used your rounded number to check your answer is correct, and it is correct. Yeah, you got pretty close to what you were saying originally. That's the idea behind it. Question 16. Vikram has this information about the number of staff at the garage. So you've got this little table. Draw a line graph to show this information. Right. So just be careful with this one as well. Again, quite a few people got this wrong. Line graph is different to a bar chart. Yeah, so don't start drawing a bar chart. If you do, you know, you're not going to get anything for that. So a line graph, if you imagine a line graph looks like a kind of like a heartbeat, you know, like how the line, you know, how like the line moves up and down in a heartbeat. Think of it like that. So you're going to need points to represent these values, and you just join up the dots. So the first one, 2018, you got 19. So that's going to be, oh, in fact, you have to figure out this scale as well. So each of these little squares represents 1, isn't it? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it does work. So 19 is going to be one little square below 20. For 2019, it's going to be 33. So above 2019, you go up to 33, which is there. And for 2020, you want 41. 2020, 41, which is there. Yep, and join these up with a line. So you just join the dots from this dot to this dot, and this dot to this dot. Yeah, obviously you guys use your pencil and ruler. Definitely don't do this in a pen, please, guys. And definitely use a ruler. Yeah, please don't do it freehand. And you don't start from 0. Notice I didn't start from 0. You do it from this first dot or cross, sorry, to the next cross, and then this cross to that cross. Yeah, that's a line graph. Question 17. Customer wants to make screen wash from concentrate and water. Diagram shows the amount of concentrate she puts into a container. Customer adds water into the container up to the 1000 millimeter division. How much water does the customer add to the nearest division? 2 marks. Show you working on your answer. Right, so again, we've seen this type of question before. Whenever it says this, they want you to roughly round it. So roughly, what is this value here? Well, if it's between 2 and 400, that's going to be 300 roughly. So let's call that roughly 300. Okay, and they want it to fill it up to 1000. So how much more do you need? Well, it's the difference between 1000 and 300, which is 700. Yep, and that's your answer. To the nearest division, 700 milliliters. That's going to be your 3 marks. So you'll get 2 marks for your working and 1 mark. Oh, in fact, no, sorry, 1 mark for your working, 1 mark for your answer. There's your 2 marks. Last one, question 18. Vikram has this chart. Number of cars sold last year. And you've got petrol and diesel cars, new and used. Vikram thinks he sold 33 more used diesel cars than new diesel cars. Is Vikram correct? Show why you think this. Show you working on your answer here. Right, 3 marks for this. Again, it's the difference between this one and this one. So we're not interested in the petrol cars at all. Yeah, so completely, you can completely ignore those. Let's see what we've got here. So between 20 and 30, how many lines you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, between that you've got 10 values. and 5 spaces. Yep, so each one is going up in 2s, isn't it? Yep. So this one is going to be 38, and this one is going to be 74. So the difference between 74 and 38 just take them away. Let's do that on the calculator. 74 minus 38, and that's going to be 36 cars. So he thinks it was 33 more, so is he correct? No, because it's not the same as 33, so therefore he's wrong. There's your proof right there. Difference between 74 and 38 is not 33, it's 36. So again, you're going to get 2 marks for this. 2 marks are here for showing this bit here, showing this bit here, taking this answer, and there's your 3 marks. Yep, that was the last question. I hope you found that useful, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I shall do some more videos very, very soon. Just takes me a very long time to make these videos, so apologies for the delay, and I shall see you in the next one.